Hey everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan. And in yesterday's video, wow, there was a lot of emotional comments when I had referenced the channel by Guy called Coin Bureau, when I wanted everyone to take a look at what kind of update he had brought on the company Terra and the digital asset Luna. And I thought it was a fabulous update. And I know that he is doing a lot of research and I love his channel, but there was some emotional feelings towards a video that he uploaded on January 1st about the SEC versus Ripple, and people said that he didn't like XRP. Well, you know, I want to give Guy the benefit of the doubt. I didn't see this video. I watched it, and now I understand what everyone is saying. But also, you have to understand that the digital asset XRP, which is totally different than the company Ripple, which is totally different than the XRP ledger, all three entities require a lot of study. And there is just so much going on. There's a lot of moving parts. And I think if you don't specialize in really looking and leveling up your knowledge on all three entities, the lines tend to blur. So I am going to play some parts of this video, and it's nothing more than just to add a little bit of information that hopefully fills in maybe some of the missing research that was not done by Guy. And you know, I think that this is very typical of anybody who is trying to be an expert in every project. That's impossible to do, just impossible. You know, I only have a dozen or so in my portfolio that I spend a tremendous amount of time researching, and I still don't feel like an expert. So let's just take a look at what Guy has to say, and let me just add a little bit here and there.
To say that it's been a rough couple of weeks for the XRP community would be an understatement. The lawsuit filed by the SEC against Ripple on December the 22nd has turned the XRP price chart on its head, undoing all the gains it had made in the previous few months. Some are calling this a classic case of FUD, whereas others believe this marks the beginning of the end for Ripple and XRP. Now, making sense of the SEC lawsuit against Ripple has been difficult, given that most of the in-depth coverage around it has come from those with the strongest opinions about Ripple and XRP. All the legal mumbo-jumbo involved with this suit also tends to fly over people's heads, making it objectively difficult to understand. My name is Guy, and today I'm going to give you a simple, unbiased, no-nonsense breakdown of the SEC suit against Ripple and what its outcome could mean for XRP and the cryptocurrency space as a whole.
All right, so let's just step back here and really look at price for a moment. XRP is up 5% on the hour, 11% on the 12-hour, 12% on the 24-hour. It's still up 228% on the year, and a lot of people do cost averaging in. So it's not necessarily on its head, because even though it's had a little bit of a slide in the last 28 days, and it does feel suppressed, it does feel like we're not moving like a lot of the other alternative coins are moving. But still, this last 30 days, you have slides in really amazing projects like Chainlink and BCH, Stellar, EOS, Tezos, Yearn, Celsius, Maker, Ethereum Classic, Compound, Nano, Aave, Algo, OMG, Avalanche. Those are just a few that I named that are in the top 100 that have the same range of double-digit losses in the last 30 days. So I just want to always really take a look at the facts. And the beginning of the end, I don't think so. Now, remember, Ripple is a banking software company, okay? And XRP is an independent digital asset used for many, many use cases, paying salaries, shareholder benefits, used to stream micropayments on sites like Coil or on the video site like Cinnamon. And then I think my favorite use case of XRP and the XRP ledger is Spend the Bits. And why do I love this app so much? Well, because it uses the ledger and you can earn XRP by just holding Bitcoin in this wallet that is downloadable. It's a mobile app. It's something that you hold your keys to, and it's taking out that nasty carbon footprint when you move Bitcoin. It's so important that it's fast, it's secure, and it just costs fractions of a penny to move Bitcoin. And with everything really having a huge push towards being green, the XRP ledger is green. Now, there are some solutions out there that have tried to be an alternative in regards to moving Bitcoin. This is one. It's called Strike. It is a centralized second layer solution. And unfortunately, it just has error rates that are totally unacceptable, especially when it comes to sending large payments. In fact, sending large amounts is just about impossible. And these channels, they have to be opened up in advance. They're pre-funded. Both users also have to be online. And, you know, you have to ask yourself, who's paying for those nodes that are providing the liquidity? And it's not eco-friendly like the XRP ledger. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, oh, Eddie, you just are just crazy for the XRP ledger. Yeah, I am, but you don't need to just believe me on those points. This is Melton DeMorris. She was on Laura Shin's podcast, January 15th, very recent. And she is talking about how there are huge capacity restraints on Lightning. And believe me, Melton is highly respected among the BTC maxis. This is not on the base layer of Bitcoin. And so the Lightning Network has still not been battle tested. As she says, it's an experiment. And BTC, well, it can get lost. It's not 100% secure in this Lightning Network. And there are the huge liquidity problems because there aren't enough nodes. So yeah, I do love the ledger, and I think rightly so. Now, when we talk about the mumbo jumbo, well, let me tell you, Guy, I think you're following the wrong people because there is a lot of clarity coming to interpreting these legal documents. And here is just a few. This is Jeremy Hogan. And then if you follow also on Twitter, Jim Phelan. And of course, we can get the tweets that come from Stu Alderati. And Jesse Hines is really chiming in with his opinions and his knowledge and his feedback. And then, of course, there's John Deaton. And if you're not following John, John is the attorney that is bringing the lawsuit, hopefully, to a point where the XRP holders are going to be able to intervene into this court case. And you know, the clarity has, or the lack of it, has been around strongly. And the XRP community has been very aware of it. And I can bring you back to tons of conversations that date back into 2017 and 2018. Here is one with Michael Arrington, where he is on a panel for TechCrunch with Brad Garlinghouse. And I can't play the whole minute clip because he has some very colorful language. But I'm going to have you listen to just the last 15 seconds. Listen carefully. I'm sorry, I have volumes up on the controls max on both sides, and this is as loud as it gets.
So when the SEC person comes on stage, first of all, I'd kick them out of the conference. But if they actually come up on stage, I'd ask them, like, do you realize you're single-handedly, like, wrecking the next stage of technology development, and how do you feel about that?
Yeah, so, of course, the criticism against the SEC just really wrecking the innovation was very apparent and clear. This is September 2018. And then we had the first news that Ripple was possibly going to move, or at least considering it, all the way back in October 2019. So when Brianne Madigan, the head of global institutional markets, wrote on a Ripple Insights, it was really she used a stern warning that said that their action could lead to a talent flight where innovators and companies will be gravitating towards other regions in the world that have more defined regulatory framework. And then, of course, we heard outright, statements from both Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson that they were considering moving the headquarters. So I think the Howey test that Guy explained was pretty good, but I want to just play this one portion here because I really believe it needs to have some comment.
Other cryptocurrencies, namely Bitcoin and Ethereum, have managed to dodge this fourth criterion because they are, quote, sufficiently decentralized.
So Bitcoin and Ethereum have been able to dodge this bullet. I don't think you can say that. Hinman only made a casual reference to this in a speech at a Yahoo Finance All Markets Summit back in June 2018. And you have just 3 days ago, Vitalik Buterin strategizing against the possibility of a 51% attack. It's a real threat. This is a real threat that he has. So if it is truly a decentralized network, you wouldn't have a chance of a 51% attack. And I don't even need to tell you or try to convince you that that same kind of 51% attack also exists within the miners of BTC, because it does. So, this decentralized versus centralized argument just doesn't hold any water. The XRP ledger is decentralized and it has the native digital asset XRP, but it also can be used with any asset out there, as you see with Bitcoin moving with the SpendaBits app. All right, we've got one more section to look at here that Guy talks at the 8-minute and 14-second mark. Here we go.
While both Bitcoin and Ethereum have large companies which work on their networks and also prolific individuals who founded them, if Blockstream was to go out of business, or if Vitalik Buterin was to quit crypto and become an olfactory specialist, both Bitcoin and Ethereum would continue to survive and thrive.
Yes, okay, that's possible, but Guy, you also need to say that the XRP ledger and XRP would also too. There is a decentralized trading platform now. There's yield mining going on. There's going to be even a lot more going on when the Flare Network's mainnet goes live. There are places like the Ellen DeGeneres show or St. Jude's Hospital who have received donations, which is real value for those entities that received XRP. You can buy gold and other precious metals in Switzerland with XRP. There are salaries paid, not just in Japan with the esports team, but James Rule, XRP, is also receiving his salary now totally in XRP. There's trading pairs on exchanges all around the world that add to this liquidity. There's the tipping mechanism, which is the XRP tip bot. I'm really sad to see that tip bot isn't used like it was a few years ago on Twitter. I think we need to get back into that use case. Talk about the payments. We've got these micro-streamed payments coming on the sites that are monetized with the technology from the Interledger protocol. And then there's the NFTs that are coming onto the ledger. You can collateralize XRP. You've got the SBI Money Tap app in Japan. You have people using debit cards with XRP, so they're spending it as in real, just like fiat. Yeah, so I think that you just fail to also cite that should Ripple, the company, disappear, the ledger and the digital asset XRP still will have its use cases, plural. Now let's jump to the part where Guy starts to wrap up this video. And this is where he is claiming that he's unbiased. Well, I think if I was going to be critical at all on this video, it probably is just in this portion here. The rest of it, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that he just hasn't really done as much research as, gosh, it's not easy to do. So I'm giving him a pass on everything, but I don't give a pass on this.
Given the unbelievably unethical practices detailed in the SEC suit, it's also possible other regulatory authorities could jump in on the action, as there seems to be grounds for fraud and other crimes committed by Ripple, Brad, and Chris, all three of whom arguably deceived retail investors like you and me. The SEC lawsuit has revealed just how rotten Ripple and its key executives are, and how poorly the company has done in fostering any real use of its technologies. It seems like a slam dunk case for the SEC, and many exchanges and investment funds have already decided they do not want to play ball. Still, Ripple has no shortage of fight left, and assuming XRP believers are not completely alienated by the additional information that comes to light as this suit unfolds, XRP could still survive and possibly recover. Stranger things have happened in crypto. Am I right?
So I don't think it's unbiased. And I don't think anyone would argue with me on that one. And there's been no grounds for fraud. So to say that is also, I think, incorrect for somebody who is just being a neutral researcher. And I've never felt deceived. Never. And how poorly they've done to foster real use cases with their technology. I just gave you an arms list of use cases with the technology. So I am sorry that that statement is really, I guess, kind of lost all credibility in terms of being a good researcher. But I still like you, Guy, and I still like your channel, and I will still continue to watch. And as far as the XRP community goes, John Deaton has asked to describe use cases of the technology that don't rely on Ripple or the company. And if you haven't added to this list, wow, I think you should, because you want to just give him a heads up of anything that is independently operating using the digital asset XRP or even built on the ledger, so that if it does become one of the examples, it will help the case. And now I think for the XRP holders to have a motion to intervene in the SEC lawsuit, I think we should just get in, according to Jeremy. And this is a perfect end to this video. Have a listen to Jeremy's last video wrap up.
I was wondering how individual XRP holders' stories would get in front of the judge. It would be awkward at best for Ripple to submit affidavits from XRP owners. That wouldn't go over very well. So, of course, to have individual holders in the lawsuit is perfect and clears up one concern I had about the litigation. Attorney Deaton can submit a motion for summary judgment on behalf of all the XRP owners, and attached to the motion, he can include numerous compelling affidavits from now what are parties to the lawsuit, the individual holders, and he can tell their stories and can emphasize that they had no expectation of profit based on what Ripple was doing, saying there was no investment contract. And also, and I think more importantly, they could tell the judge how this lawsuit has affected their XRP holdings, the money that was lost, the inability to trade, and they could really put a human face on what the SEC is doing. The second thing an intervention by the holders does, again through individual statements or affidavits, is it gets in front of the court all the various uses of XRP outside of what Ripple is doing. Look at the motion for intervention and the section on XRP uses by individuals. This is the best part for me. Look at page 18, quote, Examples of today's XRP being utilized with no connection, reliance, or knowledge of Ripple, close quote. Now, I saw Attorney Deaton request this information from people on Twitter, and this is really great stuff. XRP owners are using XRP for shopping. They use it as collateral for loans, money transfers, donations. YouTubers are paid in XRP. I need to figure out how to sign up for that. XRP is being used to buy NFTs, and last but not least, XRP is being used to pay for adult websites. Really, guys? Adult websites? And finally, the third thing that getting this intervention granted does is it forces the judge to make a distinction between sales of XRP that occurred in all sorts of various ways. Having individual holders in the lawsuit would literally force the judge to look at various ways and methods that XRP was acquired. Some may have acquired it directly from another person, some acquired it through an exchange, of course, some may have even been gifted it. So obviously, those aren't investment contracts. I mean, some people probably acquired XRP not even knowing what Ripple was, other than a song by the Grateful Dead. So how can you be looking to a company to increase the value of something when you don't even know that the company exists? It's impossible. So remember, the SEC is going to try and lump all of these sales and offerings of XRP under one big 8-year umbrella, and having 10,000 individuals in the lawsuit telling their stories will go a long way to destroying that narrative. So this motion is critical because it really brings 3 super important things to the lawsuit table. It gives individual stories, it tells the judge the various XRP uses by various owners, and it also gives the judge various methods that XRP was acquired by. So please listen to me. If you hold XRP, it is extremely important that you get involved. If you can add to even one of the above categories, if you can add your story, then it is critical that you get your voice in there. And one of our videos gets like 100,000 views, and Attorney Deaton says he's only been contacted by about 6,000 people. So get your finger back on the keyboard, look down in the description, and hit the link to reach out to Attorney Deaton and get your hat thrown into the ring.
Yeah. All right. So good job, Jeremy. It was a great way to finish off this video. And I'll just point out that if you find John Deaton on Twitter or his crypto-law.us website, you can then throw your hat in. All right, everybody, we are jumping to the fluff. And yeah, I have something kind of sad to tell you. This is a company called Nichiren. And Nichiren, wow, that's a pretty crazy ad right there. Nichiren is a company that has been placing these vending machines all around Japan for years and years and years that sell hot items in them, like octopus balls, and no, not those kind of balls, but takoyaki, and chicken and potatoes. Potatoes are what are French fries, they call them potato here. And you have fried chicken, hamburger sets, yaki, onigiri, which is like a toasted rice ball. They are all, believe it or not, really yummy coming from the vending machine, but there has just been a huge change in the way we live, and the trains that everyone was crowding on and grabbing quick meals, that just has gone away in the last year. And so this is a company that has seen their sales drop, and they're not going to continue the hot menu anymore for the vending machines. I'm sad to see that go. But there is, of course, always something that's a surprise that comes out of what we are experiencing. This is the biggest anime movie of all time, Demon Slayer, and it's Mugen Train. And it is the highest grossing film ever at the Japanese box office. It occurred in this last October, and it'll be out for home video in exactly 3 months from now. So in June, you'll be able to buy it in Blu-ray or DVD, and it has English subtitles. And this is not always the case for Japanese anime. So if you're ever thought you were curious about watching a really great anime story from Japan, you're going to have this chance to do that. And what's so interesting is nobody in Japan expected this to be #1 because of the current situation, and people are staying home, but it is holding that record. And what I really love is all of the products that start to come out with the figurines. Yeah, this country is really figurine crazy. And these are some of the examples of what are products that are tie-ins for that animation film. And I can't wait. I have to wait until August to actually get the music for the animation. So I hope you give it a try. I don't think you'll be disappointed. It'll be a very good experience if you've never ever watched an animation film. The stories are very rich, very deep, and very good. All right, everybody, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.